I feel Oud for Greatness by Initio really doesn't even need an introduction, because ever since it was released in 2018, it's just been a massive hit for the brand. And I personally love this fragrance, Oud for Greatness. Now, I love oud in general. If you're not familiar with it, oud is a type of wood that has gone through a natural process when it gets infections, and it changes the scent of the wood. So it's a very specific scent. And the smell of agar wood, or oud, is used very commonly in Middle Eastern fragrances. So when you hear oud, chances are you're going to get a very Middle Eastern style scent. Now, oud on its own can be really funky, even a little bit challenging to some people, resembling blue cheese or something that you wouldn't really associate with a favorable, beautiful smell. But there's something about it that's very interesting and kind of addictive. Now, this does not feature that kind of oud. I've smelled a lot of these pure natural ouds, and this is not like this. I'm going to say it's actually a little bit more user-friendly, but it definitely does have that distinctive feel of oud. Now, the main things happening here are spices. I get a really wonderful saffron and nutmeg. There's a great amber and a musk that really persevere. This is definitely one of the longest lasting fragrances I've ever tried. Now, let's talk about some comparisons. I would maybe compare this to Oud Immortel from Byredo. There's something about it that brings me there, although this is definitely more base heavy, where Oud Immortel from Byredo maybe has a little bit more of a sweetness. I've read online of some people comparing this to Baccarat Rouge 540 from Francis Kurkdjian, and I wouldn't agree with that. I would think that this is a very different style of scent. It's definitely not as sweet as Baccarat Rouge. And I would say maybe more on the masculine side if we want to give this a gender at all. So this is definitely a fragrance for wood fans, for spice fans, for just wearing something that will make a very distinctive, very elegant statement that lasts a very long time. I highly recommend Oud for Greatness by Initio.